Hello, I wanted to welcome everybody to Math 1530K, Transitional Applied Statistics. My name is Dr. McDaniel, and I'll be your instructor, I hope. I normally like to send this out a little bit earlier than I'm doing, but our schedules have been messed up a little bit. So I'll be your instructor if you're getting this video, and I wanted just to introduce myself to you and how the class is going to be run. If you have come directly out of Math 1000, we will be using my math lab, otherwise known as Course Compass, to do much of our work. I also wanted to quickly tell you, and I'll tell you more about this in class, is that I do not lecture in class, almost none. I'll do a little bit toward the end, maybe a little bit in the beginning, but 95% of the class will be you doing problems. So how do you get the material? How do you get the base content? Because I do video lectures where you don't see me per se, but you will sort of hear my magic voice go through those problems, and I record everything that I do on the computer. And so very similar to what you're watching here is what you would watch in the class at home. So what you do is before you come to class, if we're going to be doing, let's say, 2.1 and 2.2 one day, you watch the videos for 2.1, 2.2, you take notes, you print off what's called the concept workshop, bring that to class, and that's what we work on in class. I discovered that most students did not have questions during the lecture. They were still trying to process it. It was when they tried to apply what I went over is when they had questions. And that's when I'm pretty good at answering questions. So I wanted to make myself available and valuable to you guys. So that's why I'm doing this. So we're going to go through my math lab and the syllabus and some other particulars. And I look forward to seeing everybody. Make sure you are in class on time the first day, okay? I look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Hello, this is Dr. McDaniel. I wanted to welcome you to Math 1530K. I wanted to go over the syllabus really quick with you and show you how to log into the course. I would love to have about 3/4 of the class logged in before the first day of class. That's always my goal, between 50% and 75%. Not everybody's going to get this email in time, but hopefully you will be one of the lucky ones that does and gets into the course. So we're going to be using my math lab. It may be the front page may be a little bit different than you're used to if you've taken a previous course before. I know you've not taken 1530 before. This is the first semester we're offering it. So if you want to register for the course, you're going to click on register, and I will email you the course ID, and you'll put that in once you register. So you're going to be a student, you'll click student, course ID, and you will have to get the book from the bookstore. It's a custom book. This course will combine algebra and statistics. Mostly it's going to be statistics. And so I'll give you the course ID. When you buy the book from the bookstore, it will have an access code. So you're going to use that access code. Once you get that access code, you're actually going to go here and go back to My Math Lab and click Log In. And we'll go ahead and log in. So hopefully I'll be able to keep this video short. Yours is not. Yours will say 1530K probably. I don't have the member courses set up. Unless you'll click on your course, 1530. It may have changed a little bit from this. I'm still sort of working on it. So I'm going to click on syllabus. Let's go over this. So we have two syllabi. There's a departmental syllabi. That kind of is dry. It's got the legalese on there, the goals, learning outcomes, things like that. Really no policies on here that I can think of. Okay, stuff that sort of has to be on the syllabus. My syllabus ended up being 7 pages long when I started putting all this on there. And students really didn't use that much. So I had another one I call it a personalized syllabus. And this is the one that's really germane just to this class. The other one is everybody who teaches this class would have to use. So here is the one that I think is fewer pages. No, it isn't. I think it's 3 pages here. And I'm going to go through this pretty quick. I'll go through this in class as well, but just to give you a sense for how the class is going to be run. Here we go. My name, Scott McDaniel. Office is in Stark Ag Building. There's a map on the back page, I think. I put that on there. Here are my tentative office hours. These may change, so I will, and I'll print the syllabus off and I'll bring it to class, unless you email me ahead of time and say you already have one. Text, we're going to be using the Fundamentals of Statistics. It's a custom edition. Again, we have sort of weaved in statistics and the algebra. I believe it's a 3-hole punch, and they're supposed to give you, well, I think they charge you $1 for it, but it's built into the cost of a notebook to keep track of it. We will be using the TI-8384 calculator. almost day one. I think day 2 we'll be using that. So get that calculator by definitely the end of the first week. We will be using that. So practically every class period after we get out of chapter 1. So get that calculator. We'll be using that as well as the MyMathLab, which I'll be showing you. And there's a program it used to cost students $6 to get in called StatCrunch. Now it was so good, Pearson bought it, and now it comes built into MyMathLab, which is great. Right now, this is how I have it set up. We have 4 tests. I've got homework and classwork, quizzes, and final exam. This may change by the time you get this on Monday. I'm still wrestling with how to do some of these in the MyMathLab, so this may change now, but for now, this is kind of how it's set up. And the homework and classwork and quizzes, some of these may be online, some of these may be in class. Haven't decided yet how I'm going to do that. Test, 4 tests, no makeups. If you miss a test, you've got the final exam will replace that missed test. So at the very least, you've got to be there those 4 days I give a test. I give those. I'll give you those due dates ahead of time, at least a week ahead of time. So homework, this is different, right? Not only is the homework online, much of it is, but I don't lecture in class almost at all. I'll do little mini lectures here and there, but it's going to be your responsibility to watch a video lecture before you come to class. Do a very small handful of problems, between 3 to 10 problems online, where you have all those help aids, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then in class, you'll do what's called, I call it a concept workshop. I don't have those posted yet, but I'll post those soon, and hopefully by the time you get this video, those should be posted up there. I actually forgot all about them. But you will print those off and bring them to class. And that's what we'll actually work on in class. It's a little confusing, I know, but it's working really well. I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years now. Classwork, again, almost the entire class is classwork. You're not going to hear me lecture in class and you take notes. What I've done, I've called this the inverted class, or some call it the flipped classroom model, to where what used to be done in the classroom, the lecture, which is usually a passive environment, is now done at home, where you can watch the lecture. You don't really see me do that. You'll hear the magic voice, and I've got a kind of an ink pen I can write, and it captures everything on the screen, kind of like what you're watching here. Then when we come to class, we're doing where most students have questions. And that's why I started doing this. When do students have questions? Typically not when listening to a lecture. It's typically when they're trying to apply what they've learned in the lecture, right? And so that's why I'm doing it this way. And not everybody likes it, but everybody ends up liking it by the end, or usually by the second or third week. Quizzes, generally taken online. There may be a few in class, but generally online. There are 2 types of quizzes. There's a video lecture quiz, and this really is just to make sure you're watching the videos. They're not weighted very much. There's a password embedded in the videos, and then there'll be a password-protected quiz in Course Compass. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do this. In the past, I've just checked notes, make sure you're taking notes. So I may just do that the first few weeks. We'll just kind of see how things go, but there'll be some measurement to make sure that you're watching these videos. Then there are online quizzes that we will be online. And you can take these 2 or 3 times. I think I've got it set up for 3 times right now. And I'll take the highest of the 3 attempts. Final exam, it's comprehensive, worth 150 points. Short attendance policy, make sure you're here. If students who continuously miss obviously don't do as well. I'm not going to slam you on that. Positive reinforcement, if you don't miss any more than 1 class, I'll add 20 points to your lowest test grade. So hopefully that is an incentive for you to be there. So the normal 10-point grading scale, I'll let you look at that. Emailing me. So students will email me all the time, but they don't do it right. So I'm going to teach you how to email me. And almost any professor on campus would appreciate these. Include your name and course. I got several emails over the last few weeks saying, like, what book are we using, or when is class meet, or what room's it in, and you don't give me your name, so I can't look you up, or you don't give me the course. And it's hard for me to look you up in Pipeline if I get your email on my phone, which is how I get most of my email. So include your name and the course in the body of your email. And like I'm teaching 3 stats courses at this point, so you'll need to tell me which course you're in, either by section number or by time. Either one of those should be fine. If you're replying to my email, if I send out a question, don't just say yes and not include my original email. So make sure you include this. I have no idea what you're saying yes to. Be specific in your questions. If you're saying, I'm stuck with chapter 4, I can't really help you too much. I'll say go to the math lab. But if you're very specific in what your problem is, I can help you. Proof your emails. Use grammar, if you proper grammar. Don't use the texties in your email. Use MTSU email. We're being really pushed to have students use their MTSU email address. So when you register on Course Compass, use your MTSU email address. Here's what I do. I don't like MTSU's email that much right now. So what I'm doing is I forward that mail to the email that I like. I use a lot of Gmail. So you can forward that to the email that you're going to be using if you want to do that. I may get in trouble for saying that, but there, I said it. Be polite if you're asking for help or extensions. This isn't too big of a problem, but some people are a little short or mean when they're asking or a little demanding. And this is one of the big ones. This one should be almost at the top. I will get back with you. I mean, unless there's something really weird happens, maybe not within 5 minutes, but within 24 hours. I'll get a request on a Thursday, mid-morning, afternoon, asking about some obstacle that they have, that they can't get into something, or something's wrong, they either understanding or procedurally, and I'll tell them how to do it. I'll get back with them within 4 minutes. And then Tuesday rolls around, they come to me in class, did you get my email on Thursday? It's like, well, yeah, I got back to them like within 4 minutes, and you've wasted 5 days now. So I do get back to you. You should be checking email at least once a day. Check your MTSU email at least once a day, if not more often. I may try to set up a Facebook page or a Twitter or something like that, but for right now, email is the way that I communicate with you guys. Okay, that's the personalized syllabus and the outline. So I've got a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. So if you're in the Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, obviously you print out the Monday, Wednesday, Friday outline. And this is a tentative outline. This is the first time I've taught this class, so I'm not sure about the timing on some of these. I think this will be okay. We're going to be going to the computer lab, I hope, on a few of these days. So that always takes a little longer than I expect it to take. So this may be shifted around a little bit. We'll just kind of see how things work out. Okay, I had a lot to pack in on this. And then if you're in the Tuesday, Thursday class, you click on the Tuesday, Thursday outline. Hopefully that goes without saying, but I thought I would say it anyway. Okay, and so they are about, at least week by week, they should be covering about the same material. Okay, that's the quick rundown of the syllabus. Videos. So again, here's the sort of the heart of the course, or watching the videos. And so here are the stats. So there's an algebra section and a stats section. So if I say you're going to do 1.2 algebra, that means you're going to go to the algebra section, right? If we do chapter 2, for instance, in stats, I've got PowerPoint. So you can, here's the PowerPoint. You can print off. It's in a PDF format. So you can print this off. I know they're long. It's what I've got right now. The data sets and charts are just too big for me to make this any smaller, and for you to be able to take notes on. So there are the PowerPoints. Take notes on that, and then you click on the video. Okay, this lesson is going to be on organizing and displaying qualitative. And you can use the charts and tables and like that. The relative frequency is the little contents over here. And when I get to some of these, let's see if I got one where I use my sort of magic pen to go through those. Yeah, so you can see I can write on these. I do this a lot more in the algebra part. In the statistics end of it, we end up using technology so much that I don't end up writing a whole lot. We'll use StatCrunch, Minitab, Excel to crunch these charts out. Now, occasionally, I will have kind of how to do a pie chart in Excel, how to do a pie chart in StatCrunch. You've got a typo there. But so if we're using StatCrunch, here's how to do it in StatCrunch. Okay. Now, if I don't have, if you're not going to use Minitab, you can skip over this how to do it in Minitab. You don't have to watch that. I'm probably going to encourage StatCrunch and the TI in this class rather than Minitab. Since StatCrunch is free, it's been a while since I've used it. I want to make sure it's as good as I remember it being. Okay. Okay, so that's the video. Once you do that, I'll put another link up here. It'll say Concept Workshop. You'll just click on that and print out the Concept Workshop for that. And I'll email. I put several announcements on that, and I will post that when it comes, so you'll know exactly what you need to print out. But make sure you print it out. You don't want to come to class without that printed out. So what some students do is they want to go and print out the entire unit for that ahead of time, so they don't have to remember each class period before to print that out. Some of the buildings we're in will have labs. Some of them won't have labs, so it'll be really inconvenient. I've got one class in Voorhees. I don't even know if that's got a computer lab for you to print it out, so you'd have to truck all the way over to the library or something, or KOM to print that out, which would be a pain. And you'll be late, and you'll feel behind, and you'll be frustrated, and you'll frustrate the group that you're in. So make sure that you come with that printed. Cannot emphasize that enough. Homework. So the homework, much of it will be done online. Ooh. That's right, I have not assigned this officially yet. Let me show you what it's going to look like. If you click on homework, you will not have access to this, but this is what it'll look like. When you click on that homework link, it'll end up looking something like this. Okay? And when you get to the homework, let me just pull up one. Let me pull up 3.1. All you'll have to do is click on it. This is sort of the teacher's settings. When you click on homework, you'll click on a link that says 3.1, and this will pop up. And so, this one has two problems in it. Find the mean as indicated. So we're going to find the mean of this. And there's a little button here that you can click on, and you can click on Open in StatCrunch. Now, I've contacted the textbook publisher. There are a few data sets that don't have this for some reason, so you can copy to clipboard and then just go to the StatCrunch link and paste it in there. It's a couple more steps. Hopefully they'll have it fixed by the time you guys are in the class. But we can click Open in StatCrunch. And then you can do this in StatCrunch. I'll show you more about StatCrunch a little bit, or on this one we can just use the calculator. So if I wanted to pull this up and just find the average of those numbers, one way we can do this, right, is just a simple way, just add them up, right? 21 plus 15 plus 7 plus 13 plus 9, enter, and then divided by, we have here 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 13. And so you put 13. And then check answer. We got it right. If we missed it, I can always click similar problem. It gives me another data set. Let me just go ahead and miss it here. And it'll give me a little hint of how to find the mean. So I miss it all 3 times. It tells me here's my answer, here's the correct answer. And then I've got a red X. Let's see, what score do you want to save? Oh yeah, since I got it right the first time, it's asking me this. I've actually never seen this before. We're going to save the attempt I missed, and there's that red X right there. So I can click similar exercise. It gives me another one to try. So we shouldn't have any red X's at the end of the day, right? If you get stuck on this, you can scroll over here. You see these help aids. Help me solve this. It'll kind of lead you through. View an example. You can click on that. It'll kind of help you how to solve a problem like that. You can just click continue through. So very valuable. You can open up StatCrunch right here. This is where if that open StatCrunch link isn't there, you can always copy to the clipboard and then click on the StatCrunch button there. Or you can ask instructor. If something weird's going on, particularly like if you think you're getting it right and it's counting it wrong, or if it's maybe off like in the 100th or 1000th decimal point, I'm not usually picky about that. So just email me and I'll be emailed that problem. Or you can open it up in the textbook. Okay, so that's homework and quizzes and tests, but I'll put some practice tests up there as well. You got the gradebook. Study plan will generate problems you do based on what you've missed, so I'll encourage you to do that. The whole book is right here under ebook, so you can click on ebook, and there's my book. So I can drill into the chapters. This is just the stats book. The algebra text I don't believe they were able to put in here quite yet, so you can get to that through the textbook links from the problems that I put up. And the library, Tools for Success, you can kind of look through these as well. All right, I didn't want to make this video too long, so that is it. If you have any questions on how to get into the course, I would love for you, it would just warm my heart if I could get everybody in to the course early on. I mean, it's best if I can get you in by day 1. That way, if there's any problem, we can tackle that before you really have to get in there. You have to get in there after the first class meeting, because the homework is actually all built into this system. So you have to be able to gain access to the system before day 2. Well before day 2. You need at least a couple hours to sort of navigate around, watch the video, and do the homework. So really make every effort you possibly can to get in to the course before day 1. That way, if there's a problem, I can handle it that first day of class. Again, if you have any questions, just send me an email.